here, but the Bane in these chokes as well, the deadly catch is a big problem, right? So if you stack up, I could see the Bane Bruno outs being a big problem for Forsaken. That being said, right now when I look at the draft, I'm leaning towards draft alone, right? We take away the nameplates. I'm leaning towards Forsaken just because of the ease of execution. Evos has to finesse this like insanely well. The moment they slip up, that's when they will start losing the edge.
Yeah, and onto the land of dawn, we got Evos SG spawning on blue side, whereas Forsaken will be on the red side. We talked about how Forsaken has the better AoE, wombo combo damage, but Evos SG, they should try to look to kite backwards, and Evos SG with the Bane will probably, scale out of control because we've seen how Bane can just go out of control. But Forsaken though, they've got to try to limit that Bane right now.
Potato's moving over to steal the orange buff away. You can notice on the minimap that he's not started on any of his camps. So he's taking one, retreating back and taking two more buffs of his own. So effectively, this forces the jungler for Forsaken on the back foot.
Annoying against Forsaken right there because, interrupting Kai will be extremely important for the side of Evos SG, and every time that Forsaken actually is getting delayed, it means like one of half minute actually getting delayed. But hold on a second there, EVOS picking up a lot of damage.
Okay, so tell a lie, the orange buff wasn't stolen, it was just the camp sided, so it's not the worst thing in the world for Evos SG. And once again, that was just an assumption I made based on the movements on the map, but turns out that Evos, it was just a quick hit and run, they stole the camp, they backed off. Still a small win for Evos, and in the end, Forsaken still keep their buff. So at the end of it, it's a goal lead for Evos SG.
Yeah, and it's just, Evos actually reading the map very well, Forsaken, and constantly scouting out where Kai is. Kai, as of Claude, usually will farm all the way, I would say, 6 minutes or even more, just to get the crucial 2 items, but it is JPL that's gonna jump on top of Flash, but okay. But Bao comes in with just a bit of extended mode, but then will be able to put up some damage on top of JPL, but it is Potato that will be securing that first turtle.
Yeah, well, all the action was going on in the mid lane. Potato was like, you guys can fight, I'm going to take the objective, and that is smart because now they can make the rotation bot and potentially dive onto double here as they go on in.
Ooh, girl with the ultimate, JPL jumping on top of double at the same time. It is a 4-member gang on top of double. Double forced to actually use that ultimate to just stay alive, but that won't be necessary as it went down.
See, Consecration is an annoying ult, but it's not good enough to get you out of a 4-man dive, and now they just have to watch as this star is going to take a beating here. Should potentially fall unless they decide to come in and save this. Bao is jumping in.
Ooh, Bao jumping on top in, but then Evos SG disengaged. They're really disciplined at that, while Evos tries to cut their wave at the top side, but it is still Bane left unattended, and he's going to farm up into that scary late game Bane.
So 3 minutes in, there's 1,000+ goal lead on Evos SG. Items coming also, you can see the clock completed on Pokemon, so this is going to be a bit more AP style once the spell damage as opposed to, the physical.
Okay, girl jumping on top. I think Bao actually realizes the fact, but Fatalix will be able to drag 2 members of Evos SG side right underneath the turret. The real world manipulation, dishing out the damage, but unable to secure any form of kills right now. Forsaken, they're really behind in terms of their gold, really behind in terms of their items. They need to do something right now.
That's a small taste of the wombo combo that we were prepared to expect in these massive team fights, because there was just a Fatal Links on the way out and a real manipulation to see if we can score any lucky kills.
Yeah, and EVOS just cutting the wave as much as possible. And they're gonna get responded by the side of Evos SG. Stop right in the hill. Deadly Catch will be there to secure that kill as well. It's like 2 kills in the pocket at less than 4 minutes. Pokemon really wanting more, but Forsaken, they just have to back away.
They're looking to make the movements onto the bottom side of the map, right? Soup is left completely unchecked to the farm, and in this lane, it's going to be a wet noodle fight, right, between Esmeralda and Uranus. You don't expect anyone to die, barring a huge misplay.
But I feel like right now, what Evos SG did to push up EVOS out of the jungle means that they will be able to secure that turtle. JPL is just providing so much vision over to their side, and EVOS will get almost caught out, thank goodness, because Benedetta is super slippery. But we got to talk about the bottom side, right? You talk about wet noodle, and immediately after you said wet noodle, you see a girl getting chonked down, and that's the power of Uranus, right? Just out of nowhere, dishes out quite a lot of damage.
It's the stacks of the Ionic Edges. We see the real manipulation come out, they actually catch him.
Fatal Links coming down at the same time, but it is a very good angle that Forsaken trying to do. Potato, Evos SG, like what you said, what we said earlier on Kite's back, but Girl still chasing down. Remember what we talked about. JPL should be the one that is like, you know, a wild horse, but it is Girl that wants the kill.
So right now, Flash doesn't have enough items, doesn't have enough damage to make the real manipulation really hurt, right? He also has to build up the stacks of the passive to make it count. And these, you know, wombo combo engages, I'm going to put air quotes on that because it's not the full combo. It's only a small piece of what Forsaken could be doing. They need to slowly farm up and get the items onto Flash before it starts to hurt.
Yeah, and the first turret of the game will fall at the bottom side. Evos SG, but not their full team right here. Kai finally joined in the fight, but not enough damage as of now. It's really that last ingredient, which is Kai, in order for Forsaken to actually take any form, do any form of damage against Evos SG.
Gold once again being built up. It's only 2 kills, but all of these leads are being taken from the structures as well as the farm on the map, as we can see items being completed on a couple of members. Of course, the clock was mentioned earlier, but no big core items on the clock yet, apart from the Demon Hunter's Roll, which is a bit iffy.
Yeah, double actually pick up. Oh, Flicker also the same time, but I feel like it's the Purify going in for swoop. Real world manipulation from afar. Kai coming in with the Blazing Duet as well. Will not able to do anything, but the backline of Forsaken will get sniped down by the side of Girl. Girl barely survived with, thank goodness for Swoop's healing as well. JPL jumping in for the re-engage. Deadly catch as well, Flash. But Swoop, won't be able to do any form of damage from the side of Evos SG.
That was a good dive coming in now, extending the kill lead to 5-0. This gold lead also going up another 4K. Evos, they know the window to pounce and they punish Forsaken. You know, the items being complete, only 1 core item on Claude, but he's starting to gear up soon. And Evos want to control the map, want to take down the structure, so they limit the amount of farm he can collect on the map.
Yeah, Evos forced to use the ultimate once again to get away from the gang at the top side by Evos SG, but you know, let's talk about the carries from both sides, right? Evos SG, Potato, never really joined that team fight. Kai tried to join that team fight, but unfortunately, Blazing Duet unable to deal any much damage, significant damage, mind you, over the side of Evos SG.
It's a 1-item Claude, so I don't know how much damage that Blazing Duet's gonna do, but they have to be careful. They're trying to defend this mid-tier 1 as much as they can, because the moment that goes down, the jungle is lost to them. They will have to back off a bound, and now Girl trying to push in and make the pressure felt. Forsaken, they're always teetering on this thin line. If they overextend, they're gonna get caught.
Oh, that's a nice Fatal Links. Will be able to drag JPL right from the turtle. And there you go, the one more combo coming out from the side of Forsaken at the same time. Blazing Duet finally picks up 1-2 kills for their side, but here comes Pokemon as well. We'll be able to clear off Kai. Yes, Forsaken gets 2 kills, but Kai should not be dead. Once that Claude is dead, no more farm for him.
Very unfortunate there that he was down, and my goodness, if he stayed alive, there would have been like a lot more value.
Yep.
Of course, 60 seconds onto the next big objective. Pokemon's just farming the side lanes, just setting it up right.
Yep.
So it forces someone to respond here while they keep the lane pushed up, and they can eventually move down for the objective. Mid-tier, of course, the most important objective right now for Forsaken. As long as that turret stays alive, they can still keep playing around this general vicinity, not allowing Evos into the jungle for free.
Yeah, Evos is constantly overextending just a little bit, where JPL will find Bao and Kai at the top side of Forsaken side of the map. But you can see how Evos SG is just really securing that solid dominant position at the top side, whereas Double is forced to rush out to help. But I feel like that Urena should be better at the bottom side, in fact.
And JPL is just being a nuisance. They're going to get pulled in. This is bad.
Yeah, that's the one more combo coming in. But finally, we'll be able to drag 2 members, but it is Pokemon that is just running out of control on the side of Forsaken backline, whereas we'll be able to secure 2 kills at the same time. Pokemon still being a nuisance. Evos jumping on top. Kai forced to back away, but Forsaken, they didn't really get the memo, as they will lose Evos again.
You're gonna get the turtle to Evos SG claim a big lead now. They started the fight off well, and hopefully we can see in a replay why it all went wrong, right? In that replay later on, if we do get it, notice that Forsaken were completely split when the wombo combo came out.
That's right. And it's just really hard, right? Because right now, because of that team fight, Forsaken lost that mid lane turret. And if you notice, over the side of Forsaken, 3 out of their outer turrets went down. Evos SG, they tried to play the side lanes. They tried to hammer as much as possible, but then they realized, they seized the opportunity that Forsaken kind of misplayed. They split that 2 fights like in a very weird angle, right? And Evos SG took that mid lane.
Oh, Potato is big now. 2-1 and 4 just completed the endless battle. As we say, take a look at this replay. So the wombo combo starts perfectly. They pull him in, but notice how they suddenly kite down to focus JPL, which is a weird question. Like, why go for the tank? Why not finish up everyone in front? And the members you need to kill are Potato, which did die, Soup, and Girl. No one was focusing them. Everyone was going on Pokemon as well as JPL. And those are the tanks. That makes no sense.
Yeah, and also you gotta admit Pokemon coming in for a very good flank at the same time, sending that Lee Cash down, but Bao coming in. But Evos SG was the one who was able to secure that Lord, double on full retreat. The football coming in, but JPL is a one-man army. Pokemon with the Flicker jumping in will be able to pick up double as well. Real world manipulation, zoning Evos SG out to limit that damage. Evos SG took one Lord and also took 2 members from Forsaken.
So what this tells me right now, when you look at Forsaken execute these wombo combos, right? Its margin of error is very small, but they're not on the right page. They press the buttons correctly, but they're not focusing the right people. And that turns out to be, the misfortune of their composition.
Yeah, and remember what we talked about. Forsaken, they need that team communication to be able to pull off, those wombo combo team fight. Whereas Evos SG, they can act on their own. You can see how Pokemon coming in from the flank, just cast the deadly catch and go off as we see Evos SG hammering on top of that. JPL just being so annoying right now at the back line. Pokemon using that catch will be able to zone members, but Kai with the Blazing Duet will be able to not deal enough damage, unfortunately, as Girl picks up that mega kill. The members of Forsaken goes down one by one as Evos SG took 2 turrets. They potentially could look at the 3rd, but it is the core that's going to get threatened by the sake of Evos SG.
Evos is trying to clear out the wave, but he's going to get killed off. Manages to make it back to base with the eye for an eye, but at the end, it's going to be Evos that cleans up game 1. The waves trickled in, Evos make short work of that push, and that is game 1 going their way.
Yeah, and it's just really hard, right? Forsaken, I would say that critical